What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be doing a WWE 2K15 DLC review. So I did an overall review of the game and a few videos back, so feel free to go back and watch that if you haven't. But this video is just going to be me specifically reviewing the DLC content. Now, I didn't really necessarily mention DLC content much during my overall review, but I did mention it here and there. But this is going to be my final thoughts. You know, all the DLC is out, I've got the DLC, and this is just going to be me telling you my personal opinion. So, first things first, not a lot of people liked the DLC when it was first announced, and it's understandable, because the DLC wasn't necessarily the most interesting sounding. One More Match and the Hall of Pain DLC didn't necessarily click with fans because when people hear the term of DLC, they expect roster updates, they expect legends, and don't get me wrong, we got that too, but I guess people just expected something different, and instead of just reliving things from not actually that long ago. I mean, the concept of reliving things is pretty old. I said this during the review, and that's why a lot of people were happy to see my career, because it was something different that we haven't seen in the past 3 games. It didn't involve reliving a bunch of moments where wrestling was good and not have to, you know, watch nowadays wrestling. But, you know, hopefully they do something different for the next game, and I mean, the concept of showcase mode is alright in theory, and to put in storylines that people vaguely, people actually pretty well remember, it's completely idiotic. To put in Triple H and Shawn and then Cena and Punk, I mean, that's okay, because those are really good rivalries that generated some really good memories. Not to say that Hall of Pain and One More Match didn't, but it didn't do it on as big of a scale as Triple H and Shawn or Cena versus Punk did. So, the DLC showcase modes for One More Match and Hall of Pain are really well put together. Even though they don't sound interesting, they're really well done. The cutscenes are amazing. The character models look pretty good. But you just don't get much out of it. The One More Match DLC, you get a lot of characters, and most of them are retro versions. You do get Christian and Edge, which I guess would be the driving force to get that DLC, but unless you're a big Edge and Christian fan, then there's really no reason for you to get it. Hall of Pain, there's absolutely 100% no reason that you need this DLC. It is all retro versions of people you will already have in the game, except for the Great Khali, and if you honestly shell out $10 for the Great Khali, then you and I are two completely different species. Path of the Warrior, which was the DLC everybody wanted, that is worth the $10. You get a great deal of legends. You get legendary arenas like WrestleMania 12. You get Macho Man, you get Honky Tonk Man, you get Rick Rude, you get Andre the Giant, and yeah, you do get retro versions of Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, but Hogan I'm going to give a pass because Hogan isn't in the game at all. Hogan is strictly DLC, and this wouldn't be the first time they put in 3 different Hogan characters and had it be 2006 Hogan, NWO Hogan, and 1980s Hogan. They did that like back in SVR 06, so I give that a pass. And as for the retro version of the Warrior, okay. I don't mind that because Ultimate Warrior has a bunch of awesome attires that I'm completely okay with having 2 separate characters, so I can just get them all. But outside of Path of the Warrior is just the best. Outside of, you know, everything, Path of the Warrior would be the one reason you get any DLC whatsoever, because the legends in this game are just poor. I mean, you get some great legends. You do get Shawn, you do get Austin, you do get Rock, but, you know, it's not as strong of a Legends roster as we've seen in the past 2 games, especially 2K14. The new moves pack is... It's something they've been doing for the past few games, but in this game it's really unnecessary because I don't know. It's a very interesting situation because nothing's really gonna be able to fix the gameplay of this game. It's the same gameplay for the last like 4 games. Just adding new moves doesn't make it different. So this, unless you really want all these new updated movesets, it's kind of pointless to have. The WCW Legends pack, again, same thing as Path of the Warrior. It's a very, very good DLC to get because of the legends you get. You get DDP, you get Lex Luger, you get Bam Bam Bigelow. You do get another William Regal, and if you have next-gen version, William Regal's already in the game. If you have last-gen, you don't get William Regal, so get it. But if you have next-gen, you will end up with 2 William Regals, but, you know, it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, it's obviously right now the 2 DLCs that are 100% worth getting is Path of the Warrior and WCW Legends, and that's just because, like I said, the Legends roster is really poor, so those are the only 2 DLCs really 100% get them or just be bored with this game. The other DLC, which I'm sort of in between with, is the NXT Arrival DLC. It's not really an NXT DLC, it's sort of like an updated roster DLC, because all the people you get with it aren't even involved with NXT anymore. You get Emma, who, I guess she's back in NXT, but that doesn't really count. You get Adam Rose, you get The Ascension, you get JBL. That's more of an updated roster DLC. So I mean, if you want an updated roster, then go ahead and get that, but if you're expecting like NXT stuff, then don't waste your time. So that's sort of like a 50-50 thing. It's sort of like a preference. I'm not gonna 100% tell you, oh, get this. It's sort of like a 50-50 situation. The Page, Sting, and Hogan. Page you only get with the Showcase Pass. So if you don't want the Hall of Pain in one more match, then you're not getting Page, because there's no way you should drop $25 down for like 3 or 4 DLC packs if you're gonna miss out on a good bit of them. So I guess if you want to spend $25 just for Page, then alright, that's your decision. Hogan and Sting, worth it. I'm telling you this right now, Hogan and Sting is 100% worth it. They're awesome characters. Hogan is fixed, by the way. If you saw a video we posted up on this channel a few weeks back, it was called Hulk Hogan's Frozen. I didn't post the whole match because it was sort of like we weren't necessarily recording the match, and what happened was sort of just like heat of the moment stuff. Basically what happened was, for a while, the Hulk Hogan leg drop for the Hollywood Hogan and like the 2006 Hogan, they were glitched out to the point where whenever you tried to hit it, he would freeze, and that would just practically stop the match. For me, he couldn't be hit, he couldn't be moved, he was stuck. But that's fixed now. And even if you get Path of the Warrior, I mean, you know, that has a Hulk Hogan with a new leg drop, and that leg drop's working. So don't be afraid to get Hulk Hogan, the leg drops fixed, and of course Sting. I mean, great legend, completely worth the money. All in all, I'm going to give the DLC a 3 out of 5. It's a better rating than I give the game overall. The DLC could be better, but it's got some really good gems in it, like the legends. So yeah, like I said, all of this is just my opinion, and the DLC overall is just my personal preference. But if you listen to me and get just the Legend DLCs, and then make your own decision on the NXT DLC, you'll be fine. I mean, nothing's really going to be able to fix this game, but getting the good DLC packs will certainly help. The DLC did not change my overall rating of the game. In my mind, the game is still not good. It's still a 2.5 out of 5, but the DLC in its own right, I'll give a 3 out of 5. Well, guys, this probably is going to be my last 2K15 video. Mortal Kombat X is going to come out in a while, and I'll be posting some of that. So, you know, 2K15 will be back on this channel, but you probably won't see it for some time. So, this is me signing off, saying goodbye.